Hi everyone, myself Lingardi. In this session, we'll discuss colloidal solutions. Right. So colloidal solutions. What are the colloidal solutions? What is classification is there? In this video, we will discuss. Right. First one, colloidal state. So substance mainly classified into two types. One is the crystalloids. Another one is colloids. What is the difference between these two? The substance passes through the membrane, that is animal membrane, as semi-permeable membrane. Such a substance is called crystalloids, and colloids. Second one is colloids. The substance cannot passes through the membrane, right? So such a substance is called a colloid substance, right? Let us see example here. See here, sugar in water and salt in water, urea in water, and gelatinous, your gum, arvic, and agar. So, for example, we can take crystalline solids. Where this is the water. Here, water is there. This is H2O. So, we can add here a sugar or salt. Sugar or salt. It is come homogeneous forming. The resultant solution is homogeneous mixture. It can easily passes through the semi-permeable or animal membrane, but in colloidal solution not like that. So colloidal solution does not passes through the semi-permeable membrane or animal membrane. I hope it is clear. This classification is given by Thomas Grams at in 1861. I hope it is clear. But this classification is wrong after soon can again classified here. Let me see why this classification is wrong. Right. So here this classification soon provide to be wrong. The since here crystalloids could behave as a colloidal under different conditions. Sometimes the crystalloids behave as a colloidal solution, but it is different conditions. So let us discuss some example here. The example one here, the NaCl is there. This is a solute. This dissolved in a water. It is formed crystalloids. And same NaCl solute, it dissolved in a benzene. So it is forming colloidal solutions, right? So one more example here. Soap is there. Soap is dissolved in a water to form a colloidal solution, right? So soap is dissolved in a alcohol. It is forming crystalloids solutions. I hope it is clear. So depends on the different conditions. The crystalloids behave as a colloidal solution and different conditions. So what is the conditions already we seen here. So this purpose they are giving one new classification. Let me explain that. Right. So they are giving here new classification. It's based on the size. Again they are classified here based on solid particle. They are classified the true solution, colloidal solution, suspension solutions. So what is the difference between here the true solutions and colloidal solution and suspension solutions? The main difference is the solid particle size. See here, true solutions less than 1 nanometers is their particle size. That solutions is called true solutions. The colloidal particle size here 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer. This size is their solid particles. So such a particles, this size here is called colloidal particles, and greater than 1000 nanometers in such a particles present in a solution is called suspension solutions, right? So unit conversions here, the size here very clearly mentioning here, the size here very small compared to the colloidal solution and suspension solution. Here here size the between here, so true solution and suspension solutions, here the large size is there. I hope it is very clear here. So in different units the size they are mentioning here, less than 10 to the power of minus 7 centimeters, that is the true solutions, and less than 10 angstrom, that is also true solutions. The units are different here. So here next one here 10 to the power of minus centimeter to 10 to the power of minus 5 in the range here, that is called colloidal particle size, right? And 10 angstrom to 10 to the power of 3 angstrom, such a particles here, the colloidal particle size here. And then next one here, suspension solution having greater than 10 to the power of minus 5 centimeters or greater than 10 to the power of 3 angstroms. I hope it is clear. Let us discuss compare between true solution and colloidal solutions and suspension solutions. Right. The first one comparison here, the comparison between true solution and colloidal solutions and suspension solution. Right. So first one, this is the property particle size. So particle size already we discussed, less than 1 nanometer here, 1 nanometer to 1000 here, greater than 1000 nanometer. And second one here, the visibility here very less size, so the visibility is not happening here, so no, not visible and any optical means. Right. Here visible with ultra microscope, so here the range minimum 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer, this visible with the microscope only, right, ultra microscope. Right, we can take powerful ultra microscope, we can see the colloid particles. So visible with naked eyes, we can see the directly the this particle, suspension particles. I hope it is clear. Next one, third point here, here separation. In that separation, two types of separation is there, simple filter paper and then ultra filtration. Right, so simple with the filtration, we cannot possible to filtration true solutions and colloidal solution, but possible suspension solution we can filtrate because of the particle size is less here true solution and colloidal solutions. But in the case of your this is ultra filtration, it is using your filtration paper, so this paper we cannot prepare, we cannot filtrate true solutions also, but we can filtrate the colloidal solutions and suspension solutions. Right, I hope it is clear. And here separation. Right, next one, fourth point, diffusion. Diffusion nothing but a flow. For example, this is the here the here true solutions is there, this is divided into two parts. Here true solutions having, we can put the small here hole, you can easily flow the higher concentration to lower concentration. Right, so here the diffusion is rapidly, but here diffusion very slow, here no diffusion. I hope it is clear. And then next one, fifth point here, settling. True solutions are does not settle here, true solutions are does not settle, already we will discuss in crystalloid solutions. So sugar plus water we can add, that is called true solutions. So does not settle the true solutions. Generally colloidal solutions are next here, the colloidal solutions are does not settle here, but it can settle under the centrifugation. We can do the centrifugation, it can settle the particles, but generally it won't settle the particle under the beaker here, bottom of the beaker. Right, here the settle is possible due to gravity. Right, so the more particles, more size of bulky particles having more gravity power, so it can easily settle the down of the beaker. I hope it is clear. The large size particles are more gravity force like this, so you can easily attract the gravity here, the force here, so you can settle the easily. So suspension solution settle easily bottom of the beaker. I hope it is clear. Next one, sixth point here, in nature here homogeneous and here heterogeneous and heterogeneous. So two are heterogeneous, these true solutions are homogeneous solutions. I hope it is clear. Right, next one, seventh comparison here. Already last video we discussed Tyndall effect and Brownian moment. Here true solution does not show that Brownian moment and Tyndall effect, but it can show colloidal effect. Already we discussed this one here. Here maybe or may not show here the colloidal suspension solutions. I hope it is clear. This is the comparison between true solutions and colloidal solution and suspension solutions. I hope it is clear. Right, then next one, colloidal solutions. Let me explain here. Right, colloidal solutions having two phases. Here this is the two phases having, every colloidal solution having two phases. One is dispersion medium, this is the dispersion medium, the particles are present in the dispersion medium, that is called dispersion phase. So we have colloidal solution two phase, one is dispersion medium and another one is dispersion phase. Let me explain. The first one is dispersion phase, then second one is dispersion medium. What is the dispersion phase? The substance are distributed as a colloidal particles is called dispersion phase. So this red particles is there, this particles is called dispersion phase. The substance distributed as a colloidal particle is called a dispersion medium. I hope it is very clear. This is also we can call internal phase or discontinuous phase. It's not continuously, the particles are individually, so we can call this is a discontinue phase, or this is present in a dispersion medium, we can also call internal phase. These are the particles are present in the dispersion medium, so we can call internal phase. I hope it is clear. Right, next one is dispersion medium. Right, this is dispersion medium here. So this green particles is there now, this green particle here, this green particles are, this is called a dispersion medium. So red particles are dispersion phase, this is called dispersion medium. What is that? Continuously phase in which colloidal particles are dispersed is called dispersion medium. I hope it is clear. So it is dispersion medium and dispersion phase. So dispersion phase nothing but the particles, this is called dispersion phase. In the particles are present in the liquid, this is liquid, some phase is there, this is called, the white is called dispersion medium, this green color particles are dispersion phase. I hope it is very clear. Let me explain one example here. Copper is there, this copper is dispersion medium, already I wrote here, dispersion phase here, and the water particles are present, that is called dispersion medium. Copper particles in H2O means the copper particles are present in a H2O, right? So the copper particles is called dispersion phase and this water is called dispersion medium. I hope it is very clear. Right, next here let us discuss now classification of colloids, types of colloidal solutions. So types of colloidal solution here, right here, the types of colloidal solutions, the depending upon the dispersion medium, very important, and dispersion phase, the colloidal solution can be classified into three types, right? So colloidal solution, the first classification here, this is first one, it is A classification and B classification and C classification is there. So first classification, A classification, it is based on the physical state of dispersion medium and dispersion phase. They are classified into totally 9 types of colloidal solutions is there here. And then next one, interactions between dispersion phase and dispersion medium, again they are classified into 2 types, lyophobic and lyophilic. And based on the size of the dispersion phase, again they are classified into 3 types, that is multimolecular and micromolecular and associated colloids. I hope it is clear. The first classification is based on the physical state, and second classification interaction between dispersion medium and dispersion phase and size of the dispersion phase. Again they are classified into 3 types, multimolecular and micromolecular, and third one is associated colloids. I hope it's very clear. Let me explain. The first one is based on the physical state, dispersion medium and dispersion phase. Again they are classified into 8 types. Let us see. Right, so here based on the physical state here, and dispersion medium and dispersion phase is there here, dispersion phase and medium, right? So once we are taking, first one is dispersion phase, this is the dispersion phase, the particles, and here taking dispersion medium and types of colloids and examples, right? First one is both are solid, this is also solid and the medium also solid, so we can call this solid sol, right? The best example here, colored glasses and gemstones, right? The stones are here the solids, so glasses, right? And then next one here, dispersion phase is here solid and dispersion medium is liquid, right? This is called, simply we can call, remove the solid, just we can call the sol, right? And here the best example here, paints and cell fluids, right? The next one, the dispersion phase is solid only, but here this is the gas, so this is also we can call the gas, and solid and gas is called, this is also called aerosol, right? And here the example, best example, the smoke and dust, the dust particle in present in air, the smoke particles are present in air is called the particles is called dispersion phase, and that air is called a dispersion medium. So this is aerosol, this example for smoke and dust. I hope it is clear. Right, next one, a liquid, your liquid and your solid. This is also called gel, right? The example here, cheese, butter, gels, right? Your cheese, butter and chilies, right? So next one, here is liquid is constant, but we are changing here. This is a liquid. The liquid is called emulsions. This is separate one topic we have. So liquid, dispersion medium also liquid, dispersion phase also liquid. This is called emulsions. So milk, air cream, this is called emulsions, right? So very clearly we'll discuss later about emulsions, right? We have separate topic. And then next one here, your liquid, and this is the gas, and this is also called aerosol. One thing you remember here, whenever the dispersion medium is gas is coming, this is called aerosol type colloids. So here also coming the dispersion medium as a gas, here also coming the dispersion medium is the gas. Whenever dispersion medium is coming gas, that is called aerosol type of colloids. I hope it is clear. And then next one here, example here, this is here fog, mist and clouds and insecticides and sprays. These are the example for liquid in gases. This is called aerosol colloids. I hope it is clear, right? And next one here, so here this is the gases, the particles are present in solid. This is called solid sol, right? Then here pumics and stones and foam and rubber. These are the example for gas in solid. So this is also called solids. One more important point here, dispersion medium. Whenever dispersion medium coming here, this is your dispersion medium solid, and here the dispersion medium is solid. This is called we can call solid sol, except here where this is your liquid in, that is we can call gel, remaining solid in solid, and here gas in solid, that is called solid sols, solid colloids. I hope it is clear. And then next one here, gas in liquid, this is also called foam. The best example here, the example fourth whipped cream and soap leather. I hope it is clear. This is the classification. Totally we can count here, totally we can get here 8, 3 4 5 6 7 8. Why not we are getting here the gas in gas? Because of this is homogeneous mixture, we'll get here gas in gas. This is homogeneous. So colloidals are heterogeneous. So gas in gas, it does not exist as a colloidal solutions. I hope it is very clear. Let me explain very clearly. Next slide. Right here, this is here very clear. They are mentioning here two gases are not give colloidal solutions, right? They due to their homogeneous, but colloidal solutions are heterogeneous. I hope it is very clear this point, right? The based on the interaction between dispersion medium and dispersion phase. Right here, lyophilic sols and lyophobic sols. What is the lyophilic sols, right? The colloidal solutions in which the dispersion phase has considerable affinity for the dispersion medium is called lyophilic sols. So name itself is there, philic nothing but loving, right? So loving of solvent, the dispersion phase is loving of solvent is called a lyophilic, and here lyophobic nothing but dispersion phase does not have affinity with or attraction with dispersion medium is called lyophobic. So here dispersion phase is there and dispersion medium is there, so both are attractions is there, that such a colloids is called here lyophilic colloids. For example, there is a no attractions here, the no affinity between dispersion medium and dispersion phase. So such a colloids is called a lyophobic colloids. I hope it is very clear. You're loving, you're hating, right? The next one here, the example gelatin, starch, gums, or protein in H2O. These are the example for lyophilic, and the lyophobic example here, the solid soles, and here the gold sole here. This is a gold sole, and this is a gold sole, and your arsenic soles are example for lyophobic soles. I hope it is very clear, right? Let us see what is the comparison between your lyophilic and lyophobic colloidal solutions. Totally we have 12 comparison. Let me explain the first one here. In this first one, preparation. So what is the lyophobic sole here? Lyophilic soles and lyophobic soles, right? So this is emulsionoids, this is suspenoids, right? Lyophilic soles we can prepare easily, we can mixing the substance we can prepare, and also the lyophobic soles are more stable than compared to lyophobic soles. I hope it is clear. Simply we can mix and warm to get a lyophilic soles, and lyophobic soles we cannot prepare by this simple method. We cannot, some special method is there here, right? That is the first point. The second point here, stability. So already we discussed the colloid lyophilic are more stable than lyophobic. And next one, so here third point is very clear. This is third point, reversibility. So this is the reversible, this is irreversible because of your no affinity here, the lyophilic or affinity having here, there is a no affinity. So here irreversible and here reversible. So next one here, the fourth one here, viscosity. What is the difference between viscosity in lyophilic and lyophobic? Here the viscosity is much higher than the solvent, right? Here viscosity nearly same to the solvent, right? Whenever we are mixing here the solute, dispersion medium and dispersion phase, right, these two are is there. So this is the like a solvent. Here the viscosity is much higher than the solvent, here nearly equal to the solvent, right, the viscosity. I hope it is very clear. The next one, fifth point here, surface tension. The surface tension here usually low. Here the surface tension is almost here equal to the solvent, as a solvent, right? The surface area equal to solvent, here almost it is very less, right? Next, sixth point here, the sixth point, hydration and solvation. It is having high hydration or solvated and great affinity to for the solvent. Here no hydration, no less hydrated, so nothing but solvated. Here it is less affinity, right? Less solvated and less affinity. Here more solvated and more affinity between solvent and the dispersion medium, right? And next one here, seventh one, charge, right? The charge of particles here, the particles have little charge or no charge, but here the particles carry the characteristics of charge either positive or negative. Here the particles having charge here positive or negative, but here maybe little charge or less charge. Next one, visibility, right? Eighth point here, visibility. Right here, visibility, the particles cannot seen under the microscope here, but here the particle we can see the under the microscope, right? And next one here, visibility, nothing but we are seeing, okay? Even we can use also microscope, we can't see in the lyophobic soles, and but we can see the here lyophobic soles under the microscope. And ninth one here, the ninth one, coagulation or precipitation. The precipitation is high concentrated electrode only, high concentration electrolyte only, and here the precipitated by the low concentration of electrolyte. We can very small amount add also electrolyte, it get precipitate, right? So that is the coagulation. But here more strong electrolyte is needed, want to precipitate. Which one? The lyophilic soles, right? 10th one is here the Tyndall effect. Here less scattering, here more scattering. Whenever the light wire passes through the colloidal solution, the light is absorbed the particles and get scattered here, so that the scattered is a lyophobic is more than the lyophilic. I hope it is clear. And then next one, your 11th one, here migration electric field, right? So here may or may not be migrate, they carry the charge, right? Here migrate towards the anode and cathode, because of charge is there, it can move the anode or cathode, right? So next one here, example here, most organic nature here, the gelatin, starch and albumin and cellulose and solutions, right? Your transition metals of your gold and arsenic. So these are the regarding information about the comparison between lyophilic and lyophobic salts, right? Next, third classification. So this is third classification. So here, on the basis of the types of dispersion phase, we are classified into three types. One is multi-layer molecular, the second one is micro molecular, here third one is associated colloids. So multi-molecular, multi, nothing but many, right? The formation of your aggregation of large number of atoms and similar to substance, similar, right? Here smaller molecules, right? Here the small particles are combined to aggregate to form a colloidal solution. Here best example, gold sol and sulfur sol, right? That is called multi-molecular. Multi-molecular, nothing but many molecule combined here to form a colloidal solutions, right? Then next one here, micromolecular. So micro means compared to, it is but very expecting your little big size here, the particle size. The formation of aggregate of big size molecule, those are polymers with the high molecular mass. Generally polymers having high molecular mass, so such a molecules are combined to form a micromolecular dispersion phase, right? The best example, the polymer of starch and cellulose and protein, these are the polymers, right? So this is having high molecular mass and big size molecule. Those molecules are combined to form a macromolecular dispersion phase. I hope it is clear. Then next one, associated colloids here. Right, what is the associated colloids here? It is very important, right? Those substance which is have behave as a normal electrolyte at low concentration. We're taking at low concentration, that concentration, low concentration, that is acting as a electrolyte, normal electrolyte, right? Right here, substance which behave as a normal electrolyte low concentration, but it get associated at high concentration. We know that the molecule, whenever the molecule we have take more concentration, the particles are come close here. So this particle combine together to form a colloidal solutions. That is the exact information. So whenever the concentration is high, the particles come closer, then the attractions is there, that it can form the associated particles, is called also we can call micelles. Simply we can say some electrolytes low concentration acting as a normal electrolytes, and at high concentration it acting as a colloidal solutions, right? I hope it is clear. The example here, soap and detergent. So associated colloids, how it is forming micelles here. So here the substance whose molecules aggregate to form a particles and dimension is called associated colloids. Right here, the molecule soap and detergents are usually smaller than the colloidal particles. However, it is concentration here, the molecule associated here forming aggregate of colloidal size, right? Those aggregate, the soap or detergent molecules is called micelles. So here the molecules like this is forming here micelles, right? And soap and detergent strong electrolytes and gives here when ions in dissolved in a water. I hope it is clear. So this is regarding information of types of colloids. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much.